everybody, it's Cathryn from In the Pink Designs. I hope everyone had a great weekend. Today I'm using, I apologize for how many different things I'm using, but I just needed them. First of all, the main thing is the Filled with Cheer stamp set. This doesn't come with dies, but what I did was I just cut the snowman head and part of his body out with this one is the Stylish Shapes dies. All right, so I just stamped it and then I cut out the part that I liked. I'm also using the Keeping Tabs bundle for this little tag on here, which the gift card goes into, and it says Happy Holidays. I used this one and of course the Happy Holidays. I used the Pocket Thoughts dies for this second pocket for the gift card. I used the Stylish Shapes dies for the inside, as I said before, and the Spotlight on Nature for this frame around it. All right, I do apologize for how many different die sets and things that I used, but the box measures 3 1/4 by 4 1/2 by 1 1/4, and inside I have hot cocoa. So there is no candy canes out right now, but I put a Swiss Miss hot cocoa and then some snowman marshmallows. These are from Oriental Trading. They come in a really big pack of like 50, I think, something like that. So there's a bunch. You could, if you're going to make them, you are going to have to make a bunch, but you could also just get 2 marshmallows and put them in a cellophane bag. But the canes aren't out yet, but a little candy cane will fit in there nicely. Okay, so, and of course you put your gift card. Now, if you don't want the gift card, you could take a frame, a different rectangle frame, and leave out this little gift card pocket. Okay, for the first things we need a piece of cherry cobbler that is 9 1/2 by 7 3/4. I cut all of my pieces of DSP are the Iconic Celebrations Designer Series paper. This piece, I used the second of the Pocket Thoughts dies, the middle one. For that, this is our circle, which goes on the outside, and the circle is 2 1/4 about, okay, and the one that we cut out from the Stylish Shapes dies is about 1 3/4. All right, and then I had to mix it up, but I don't hate how it looks with the different DSPs. So we need 2 that are 3 by 4 1/4, 2 that are 1 by 4 1/4, and 2 that are 3 by 1. All right, so this is my host code. Please put that in for any purchases under $150, not including your shipping and tax. And today is free shipping on all purchases $75 or more. So if you were looking at some of these are all the online exclusives. Tomorrow you get free shipping. All right, we're going to start on the 9 1/2 inch side and score at 1 1/4, 4 1/2, 5 3/4, and 9. Turn it to the 7 3/4 inch side and score at 1 1/4, 5 3/4, and 7. All right, now I'm going to fold and burnish. Okay, so our 1/2 inch rectangle is over here. 1 1/4 is on the bottom on this side, and there is a 3/4 inch strip at the top. And this is what we're going to be doing. All right, so we're going to start over here. Go to the first score line and cut it to the first score line, then wedge both sides of the square. Go to the next 2 score lines and cut them to the first score line, and then wedge both sides of that square. And then go to the last score line, cut it to the first score line, and wedge up into the 1/2 inch rectangle. All right, so now turn it so that 1/2 inch is over here. and we're going to count to the second score line, cut it to the second score line, and then we're going to take these 4 pieces off. And then wedge up into that 1/2 inch rectangle on that side. Go to the next score line, cut it to the second score line, take off the rectangle and wedge the square. Okay, and then go to this last score line, cut it to the second score line, take off the rectangle and wedge the square. Alright, and then you just want to round the corners of this top flap. And that's what your cardstock should look like when you're done scoring and cutting. Alright, now I'm going to put tear and tape on what's left of the 1/2 inch rectangle next to the score line. Take the backing off, and then I'm going to put it together. Alright, now I'm going to close the bottom, keeping in mind this is the back, so that's the flap you want to go down first. Okay, now we need all of our DSP, and these pieces are going to go on the front and the back, long sides and short sides. Alright, now let that dry a minute, and I'm going to fold, there's little score lines on these pockets, and I'm going to fold them down just like that. Okay, I forgot to mention that we need a piece of Mossy Meadow that is 2.5 by 3 3/8, and I'm going to put just a little bit of glue right where the fold, like right after the fold, because we don't want it to glue the whole thing down, on each one of these 3 pieces here. And then we're going to put it down on this Mossy Meadow piece. Now you don't have to do this, you can stick it right onto there, but I wanted it to be a little more sturdy because I use DSP for the front. Okay, and there's our little pocket. All right, now let's do our stamping. So we need some basic white, and I'm going to use a little piece of scrap, and we're going to use the snowman image from Filled with Cheer, but we're going to focus on just getting this area here. So I'm going to try to get, I don't have to ink up the whole thing, but I want a little bit over to the side so we get a nice good inking image here, inked image. All right, I'm going to do it upside down so I can lean it off the side of the paper. Okay. And now we need the stylish shape size. This one is the 3rd from the smallest circle, and I'm gonna just put this right over where I want it, tape it down, and then I'm gonna cut it. And that's how I cut it. All right, now we need some Stampin Blends, and I'm using 6. I'm using light and dark cherry cobbler, light basic black, dark smoky slate, dark old olive, and dark pumpkin pie. So let's start with the light basic black, And I'm going to do all of the under the rim. Okay, and then I'm going to do sides of the hat on the top. I'm just going to leave a little bit in the middle undone. And then I'm going to take the dark smoky slate and just fill that in. So that maybe it looks kind of like there's a little shine there. Okay. And then I'm going to use the dark cherry cobbler, and I'm going to do the sides of the scarf. And then and the sides of the hat bands, and then I'll fill in with the light cherry cobbler. Alright, and then I'm going to use dark pumpkin pie for the carrot. Oops, I forgot to do the hat. Alright. Okay, and then for the tree, I'm going to use dark old olive, and I'm going to color. There's two balls showing, so I'm going to use the dark cherry cobbler for those. And that's the coloring. Alright, and then I'm going to take my snowman and I'm going to put it onto the Mossy Meadow circle I cut with the spotlight on Nature Dyes, and it's about 2 1/4 inches. Okay, and now we need some more basic white cardstock and some cherry cobbler ink. Okay, and then I'm going to use the Keeping Tabs punch, and I'm going to punch that one out. Then I'm just going to cut it right out. Alright, and then I'm just going to fold it. It folds pretty easily right on that line there. And on this one, I put it a little bit too low because when I put the gift card in, it kind of covers up a little bit of it. So I'm going to do it, glue it just a little bit higher this time. Maybe I'll take my card out, put it in here. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the bottoms. And make sure you're putting the Happy Holidays in the front. Yeah, that should be good. I'm just gluing just a little bit. Okay. All right. Okay. Then when we put our gift card in, the Happy Holidays will still show. All right, now I need some more dimensionals on the back of my circles. And I'm going to put this right in the middle. Okay, and then I'm going to put my Swiss Miss and my marshmallows in there. And if I had it, a candy cane. Little one, mini candy cane. All right, and then we're going to take some striped iridescent ribbon and tie a bow around the box. If you want to, you could just tie a bow and put it wherever you like. All right, I'm going to get some dimensionals and I'm going to put them back here. All right, and then I'm just going to make it even on the sides and up and down. All right. And for the final touch, I'm going to use some blooming pearls, and I'm going to use them in the garden green, I believe these are. But I think they look nice. And one down there. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, my email's below, along with the link to my blog that has all of the directions, my shop. Don't forget the host code if you're purchasing under $150. And the link to my Facebook group where I put a lot of info about, well, I'll post whenever I put one of my projects. I will post a link on there and pictures, and I put sales and other info like that on there. So please join it. All right, have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.